All right, we're going to look at finding a proportional relationship using a graph. So there's two pieces of information that we're looking for uh, on our graph to determine if it's a proportional relationship. The first is that our graph has to pass through the origin. The origin is another word for the point 0, 0 on our graph. So it's the point where both our x values, our horizontal values, and our y values, or our vertical values, are both equal to 0. So this point at the origin, 0, 0, has to be part of our graph. On this graph, that is a point, so we know that this could be a proportional relationship. The other thing that we're looking for is that our graph has to be a straight line with a consistent rate. So if we look at this graph here, we're looking at hiking distance, and the amount of time is our x value, and the distance we've gone would be our y value. So again, this rate has to be consistent. So in 5 hours, we've hiked 6 miles. So this would be a rate of 6 miles in 5 hours. Okay, in the next 5 hours, so from 5 to 10, the next 5 hours, we've gone another 6 miles. So 6 miles in 5 hours again. And from 10 hours to 15 hours, the next 5 hours, we've gone another 6 miles to 18 total miles. So 6 and 5. So as you can see, our rate is consistent. We have a straight line and it crosses through the origin. So this would be a proportional relationship. So this would be proportional. So when we're given a graph, we're going to be looking for the origin and to make sure it's a straight line with a consistent rate. So on this next graph, right away we could see that this line does not cross through the origin. There's no point here at 0, 0. So we could say right away that this is not proportional. Or if we didn't see that right off the bat, we could go through and look at our rates from our points. So this is talking about the cost for games. So our games is our x values, and our cost is our y values. So again, we're going to go through and look at our rate. So one game was $10. So our first game, it was $10 for one game. For 2 games, it was $15. So 15 for 2. For 3 games, it was $20. So we're going to look at these 3 rates and see if we have a consistent rate. So our first rate, 10 over 1, cannot be reduced, so that's our rate there. Our second rate, 15 over 2, we could reduce down by dividing by 2. We'd wind up with a fraction, but it gives us a cost of $7.50 per game if we bought 2 games. And with our third rate, we could divide this one down by 3, which again is going to give us a decimal, but we were looking for that unit rate of how much the cost is per game. So this would be $6.67 for a game. So again, as you can see, we do have a straight line, but our rate is not consistent. And we did not cross through the origin, which means that this is not a proportional relationship.